Hello everybody, it's jrobichess, got another Grandmaster Chess Tactics video I'd like to do. And this position actually took place in a game between Magnus Carlsen and Levon Aronian in the recent Bilbao 2008 chess tournament. And Magnus was playing white in this position, and it's white to move. Now the tournament itself, interestingly enough, the average ELO rating of the tournament participants was 2775, which is the highest average ELO rating of all time for a chess tournament. So this tournament is definitely going to go down in the books as one of the strongest chess tournaments of all time. Now I put the full PGN up on my site jrobichess.com of the entire tournament. So it's on the left hand side when you first go to the site in the tournament section, so definitely take a look. One of the things that really stuck out to me about this tournament as I was kind of tracking the progress was that even at the top levels of chess, mistakes happen, and you're just punished for them. These are the best chess players in the world, and when a mistake takes place on the board, they get punished for it. And to me, that just says that the game of chess itself is, it's vibrant and it's strong. And to me, that speaks volumes about the competitive aspects of chess. These are the best players in the world squaring off, and it's not just about their knowledge or their memorization. It's also about who they are as people when they sit down to face their opponent. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or a boy or a girl. When you sit down in a game of chess, it's your brain at that time versus your opponent's brain. And it's the degree of competition, the level of competition demands that somebody is going to make a mistake. It might end up in a draw. Maybe you have really good play from both people, but at the end of a tournament run, mistakes will happen, and that's just the beauty of the competitive aspects of chess. So this tournament, even though it had the highest ELO average of all time, we're still shown that at the competitive levels, even at the top competitive levels, chess is still a competition. There's winners, there's losers, there's exciting stuff taking place. So that's good, because when you look at the chess engines and you watch chess engines play each other, those are the most boring games you'll ever go through. But when you're talking about the best in the world at chess when it comes to people, whether it's men or women, there's exciting stuff going on. There's wins, losses, draws. It's great stuff, and that's what the game should always be about. Anyway, this is one of my favorite positions from the tournament so far, and Magnus Carlsen was playing white, and it's white to move in this position. Aronian just played the pawn down to e5, attacking Magnus's bishop. So if you want to pause the video and see if you can figure out what Carlsen played in this position, definitely go ahead and do so. And I'm going to take a look at both players' positions, and then we'll get into the move that was actually played. So if we look at white first, you'll notice that white's king is nice and safe on g1. The rooks are connected, and white also has a very powerful presence along this diagonal with the queen supporting the bishop. Now, this bishop here on d4 is being attacked currently, so that's definitely something to consider. But you'll also notice that white is down a pawn in material so far. But even though that's the case, white still has the bishop pair, and the board is still fairly open. So that's definitely an advantage for white to have those two bishops in an open board to work with. So even though white's down 1 point of material from a technical standpoint, in terms of piece activity and presence, white's definitely got a good position to work from. Now if we take a look at black's position, on the other hand, it's definitely quite a different story. We have the rooks that are connected, which is good, but the queen seems to be passively placed here on b8, and it's kind of married to the protection of this pawn currently. The bishop is protecting the isolated pawn on the a file, and it's also stopping the rook from impacting this file. The bishop also has another purpose in that it's kind of protecting this diagonal from being used by white to deliver a check, which kind of brings us to the biggest weakness of black's position, in that this king is very exposed. And when you're facing a bishop pair supported by a queen and the rooks are still on the board, having an exposed king like that definitely can't be a good thing. The knight over on f6 doesn't really have a lot of jump squares that it can access currently. A lot of them are just simply, it would be captured. So the knight isn't really serving a huge function right now. Actually, it's not threatening anything, and it's not really defending anything either. So black's position is, although black is a pawn up in material, is definitely inferior to white's. Now the question though is, what did Magnus come up with in this position as the white player to capitalize on black's position? Well, he came up with a really brilliant move actually, and even though his bishop is being attacked from the pawn on e5, Magnus comes crashing into the position and captures the bishop with his rook. And when I first saw this, I was, immediately I stopped, and you think to yourself, well, he's sacking his rook for a bishop. What's going on? What's the plan? And you try to find the plan. And interestingly enough, at the beginning of the video, I was talking a little bit about mistakes and how they happen at the top levels of chess. Well, Aronian made a mistake and actually went and captured the rook. And from here, Magnus was able to launch a series of attacking moves that was just, you couldn't stop. Like, you even put this position in the computer and it's building up to a crushing victory. From here, Magnus just lands a check. The king moves to e6, and then rook to a1 is just devastating. So black has to block, brings the rook down to d6, and then from here, white captures the rook, and as you can see, the position is just falling apart. From here, king captures, and Magnus comes in and delivers a check. The computer actually liked an immediate rook to a8 instead of coming in with the queen check, so rook comes down this way here and attacks the queen. But nonetheless, what Magnus played worked just as well, so he comes in, hits the check, the king moves off, and then from here now Magnus plays the rook up. And as you can see, black's position is just getting ripped apart. From here, Aronian plays the queen back to d6, and Carlsen just captures, because once the king recaptures, he can just come in and grab the rook. And it wasn't too many moves after, actually, that Aronian resigned. Now you might be wondering what mistake I was talking about. Well, if we go back to when the rook captured the bishop on b4, Aronian had another move that he could have done here in this position, and instead of capturing the rook, it was to capture the bishop. And the engines have the rook coming over and capturing the pawn after black plays that, and gives white theoretical one pawn advantage in positional strength. In terms of actual material, though, it would have been equal. So there's definitely no doubt Aronian missed the best move in that position. But credit's also got to go to Magnus Carlsen, because he must have looked at both options. Either A, his rook gets captured and he has a completely winning game, or B, his bishop gets taken, material is now balanced, so he's no longer down a pawn and he's got a better position to work from. So that's the beauty of chess, and that's what it's all about. So take care, hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you next time.